go, especially because we is out there and we gets all fucking impatient, cries like a little baby. So
Wee.
yeah, he just cries. So 3, 2, 1, fade. There we are. Hi. Steve got a lot prettier, and his name's now Ken. Yep, that's what happened. Nope, Steve is not feeling too well, so he's not here again. So once again, we're being really good friends and filling in on his show and on his channel, and we're still holding the record for he's missed more shows than Bill and I combined, because Bill's missed 0 and I think I've missed 2. So there's that. Good job, Steve. Good fucking job, bro. We hope that...
Way to stay classy.
Way to stay classy.
Give him a little golf clap there. Just
golf clap. All right, some shout-outs real quick before we get rolling. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Anthony Ordineto, Oz, Meow, Andrea Bressett, We0609, fuck you, We, Robert Riggin, Billy Cooper, Fictitious Character, Philly Vape 215, fuck you too, Vaping Joe M, where am I missing? Vaping Veteran Val Kill, what's up, brother? Swamp Squonk Mike. Let's see who else we got. Who else? Roy's in the building with the fist pump going live. Mike in LA. Vaping with Ken. Wow, we got a celebrity in the chat. He said a guest with actual internet. All right.
Hey, I'm not paying for it. I just get internet.
Fictitious said a lot of animosity. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
He was sick from drinking that cold water.
That coal mine water. All right. So, you guys want? I don't know. We sometimes do buffets. Should we do it?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm down.
Guests go first. Normally we let the guests introduce themselves. So if you want to do a little bit of that, talk about. I mean, I'm sure everybody here knows who the fuck you are, but just in case.
All right, let's see here. The favorite way to introduce myself, I like vaping with Vic's way of doing it. Just hi, but hello, everybody. I am vaping with Ken, otherwise known as Asshole. And today I am vaping on a menagerie of stuff. It's over there. You'll see me vaping on it. Yeah. So, okay. Let me see if I can grab it all.
Just pick one. Pick one or something that you
pick one.
What's your favorite right now?
Vapor to pick just one thing to vape on? Come on.
I know. I've got like 7 in front. One.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's just it ain't gonna happen, man. It's just not gonna happen. Hang on. Did this yesterday. There we go.
There we go. That's one way to do it.
That's a lot of shit right there.
Fictitious Character is asking if you are going to show those off on your yoga channel. He had never heard of you, so he was assuming that you had a yoga channel.
I don't have a yoga channel, but I do DDPY, or DDP, Diamond Dallas Page Yoga, to try and lose weight and get fit. And so far, it's working pretty well. It's going slow, but I'd rather have it go slow than dangerously fast.
Oh yeah, I've done the danger, and the thing when you go too fast, you gain it all back quicker too.
Yeah.
Yep. I hide my weight well. I've gone my whole life. I go up and down, and we're not talking about little swings either. I get up to 50 pounds heavier than I am right now, and down to 50 pounds less than I am right now. Like it's horrible. And my doctor's always like, "You need to." I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. It's not.
Don't lose any more weight. You already look semi-methed out, man. You don't want to.
That's just my face shape. I'm about, well, according to the doctor, I'm about 40 pounds overweight. Believe it or not. Yeah, that's just my face shape. Let's see. Damn, Robert Riggins down 100 pounds in the last 10 months.
See, I do the keto thing, but I like food. I just can't do keto.
Bill, you want to talk about what you vaping on, bro?
Yeah, sure. Because I'm going to shock a couple people, and I think Wee's going to be pissed off when he sees what I'm about to do. So, I am vaping on my Brizo with the Alliance Tech Evo 24. I got my Taiji with the Citadel on top. My Cloak with the Day One on top. As always, that pair stays together. And you remember what I did last week? I changed it up. I am now using the Cycloid with a full Ultim Hellfire Strike. Believe it or not, the biochip has been shelved. For some reason, I didn't get a lot of flavor out of it.
Shots fired!
I don't know what it was. I'll be honest with you, guys. It'll probably be up in the trade groups in the next week.
No, I will fucking give you money, bro.
Yeah, that's probably gonna go up probably in the next week or so. I don't know. I just for some reason I can't get flavor out of it. I don't know what the fuck it is. Ask my son. He's in the chat. He sat next to me. I raised that coil up, dropped it down. I soaked it with juice, and yeah, it was one of those, hit or miss, and I think it was a big miss for me. I mean, I feel bad because I snatched up a fucking hell of a deal on that thing, and I'll say that to Steven's face. Hell, I'll shout it up his ass. I don't care. But yeah, it's I don't think I need a serpent. Thank you, Velvet. But yeah, I'll probably put it up for somebody who wants to dump off a Hussar or a Monarchy or something. I think that's a fair trade. So
Weo609 says I have a tapeworm, but Vaping Val Kill corrected him and said it's a vapeworm. So there's that. And also, we have a request for me to show my belly, and I think she's referring to because I do the, you know.
You got a dad bod. Good for you.
Look at that. See that? I told you guys.
Hey, Eric, what do you do?
What? No, it's just.
What do you do?
I can stick it out really far, and I look like I got a baby. My vapeworm baby. Okay, now Ken's like, why the fuck did I agree to this shit? Anyway, so at least I'm not taking my shirt off. I've done that before too. Oh, great, Nick Pinkerton's here. God, mods, deal with that. That's the bloating from that vegan life. Let's see.
Yeah,
all right.
Half his belly will go away.
So we do have. I guess I can show some shit I'm vaping on. Stinger with Skyfall, Topside Jenna, Limelight Freehand with Wicked, Billy Club with Basic 1.1. Sorry, Andrea. And Magma with Rebirth RTA. And Bill, it did happen. I got the Orchid and the Orion, and the Orchid is overtaking my love for the Orion. It's happened. The Trinity was good, but not. It was all right. It had issues. It had too many flaws.
My Orchid. Whenever they get in, they get in. It's one of those. I'm not gonna force it. I would have liked to have gotten to do a review of it. C'est la vie.
Wee's taking a bath with his fatality. That sounds normal. Sick Boy said, "Good evening, you crazy sons of bitches." Nick said, "Oh, I see. Eric gets his tracking, and now he shits on me." Yes, I got my mod bros on the way. No, Nick, we love you. I got to pick on you, man. You pick on me. Plus, you got the Nick Stash version 3, and I got the version 1. I'm a little jealous, and
hey, let me throw this out here, Sick Boy. I do have that item packaged up for you. I will be sending it out tomorrow. I apologize. It's been a crazy weekend for me. Eric's going to be happy when he hears this. We are looking at buying a house, so I will probably be moving out of this area where there is shit internet, moving into a nicer area. So probably better.
So you're getting a new top cap for your living room.
What was that?
You're getting a never normal top cap for your living room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry. We got some serious shit to talk about. Quite a few bits of serious shit to talk about. So Ken sent me this article this morning, and they had already started talking about it at Phoenix, and I hadn't read it. I'm like takes me 3 hours to wake up in the morning kind of person. So I'm not very attentive, but as soon as Ken sent me this article, I was very, very attentive. So we're not going to read it, but I am going to show it to you guys really quick here. So an obscure safety rule could shut down the vaping industry. I'm just going to read the first couple paragraphs here, kind of paraphrase. With the attention of FDA regulators on youth vaping, a new action by another federal agency threatens to shut down vape shops and e-liquid manufacturers, and it may already be happening. The Consumer Product Safety Commission has quietly amended guidelines for e-liquid containers, and the changes could mean that millions of bottles of e-juice on vape shop shelves and in warehouses will be declared non-compliant and subject to recall or even destruction. The restricted flow requirement states that an opened bottle, when inverted and squeezed continuously for 5 seconds by a 5-year-old, must dispense no more than 2 millimeters of e-liquid. Obviously, no glass bottle could pass such a test, since the contents would flow out freely when the open bottle is tipped upside down. I'm not going to read any more. I will put this link in chat. It's from vaping360.com's website. Switch back over to our beautiful faces. So, yeah. Yay!
That's kind of stupid.
Here's the thing about it, though. The reason why it's important to note is because they're saying that any of the squeezable bottles cannot squeeze out more than 2 mils within 5 seconds of the strength of a 5-year-old, right? So if any bottles that you're able to do that with, that means that the e-liquid manufacturers have to change the bottles. All the shops have to get rid of those bottles. But the thing is, the e-liquid manufacturers already have these bottles registered with the FDA for flavors. If they were to deviate from that path, they would have to re-register a new PMTA, or they would be out of line. And new PMTAs can cost up to $1 million, for example.
So I got a silly question. When was this law or rule adopted? That's the question.
Obama era, I believe.
Yeah, the original rule was adopted.
So will all the flavors that were existing that had approval before with the PMTA, would they be grandfathered in?
Well, technically, nothing has been approved through the PMTA process. So everything is still just sitting there. Nothing has been approved as far as vaping goes for any kind of PMTA.
I mean, honestly, I'm not really concerned because I can use glass bottles with these. I don't care. You know, these are all my refill bottles. So
I think you're misunderstanding, Bill. There would be no e-liquid for you to put in those. Is the point?
Oh, they're trying to get rid of the e-liquids sideways now, which is pretty much what I told you guys when we first started live streaming a while ago.
So we're talking.
They're going to come at us sideways.
Yeah, we're talking about your 60 ml bottle. We're talking about your 100 ml bottle. We're talking about your 120 ml bottle, which, by the way, best peanut butter ever. Shameless plug. And then, of course, the glass bottles. Yeah, once you unscrew it, you can just pour it out. You can't. I don't know why a 5-year-old would squeeze it. But what they're saying is that if they, or even a 30 ml bottle.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to do it there, but
there you
30
go.
ml bottle would do it. So they're saying the strength of a 5-year-old, right? So when we read this the first time, we're looking at it going, okay, shit. So we all know that we could fill up, as adults, we could fill up a 2 mil capacity in no time just by squeezing. Granted, there are some bottles that take a little bit of force.
Yeah.
I mean, like I love this brand. I love this bottle, but you can see all the wrinkles on here.
Yeah.
It's squeezing so damn hard. And just so, the question is, what kind of strength are we talking about here? What strength does a 5-year-old have?
That is so true. So the law went into effect on July 25th, 2016. All bottles currently being used will be tested for restricted flow, and new general certifications of conformity will have to be issued and kept on file by retailers. Until that happens, vape shops and online vendors may be in for a rough ride, according to the Vaping 360 article. The agency has created an enforcement plan that will include inspections of vape shops and online retailers.
Isn't that great? All right. Well, I got something here for a test.
Do it.
Okay, so this is something that is used at just a graduated syringe. No kind of hypodermic needle. This is used for when you mix e-liquid, for example. So take out the stopper. As you can see, just to show, if it's going to show here because it's really clear, but if it'll focus, there we go. ml, right? Goes up to 12. So that's 2 mLs of e-liquid right there. So let's give this a little shot here. I have a 30 ml.
I'm going to get a timer.
I'm just going to count out loud here.
Oh, that works.
Okay, so 30 ml. This appears to be kind of like the Gorilla 3.0 style. So we're just going to go through this and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 30 mil, even squeezing at half strength, less than a mil. Just less than a mil. Okay. I got to pour this out somewhere. I didn't think that part through. Could drink it, but I mean that.
I was going to say, yeah.
Shot. Put the plunger back in and shoot it in your mud.
There we go. So 30 mil, I mean, it's going to hit the sides, but just like filling up a tank, a 2 mil tank, it took more than 5 seconds to even do a mil of e-liquid. Now, granted, that's a 30 mil. 30 mils are a little bit harder to grab a hold of and squeeze. Now, of course, this brings me back to the original vaping days, back when 30 mils were like, $30.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything.
Now 15 mil is a sample bottle.
Yeah. So let's go up to the 60 mils here. And just for, do I have anything that's unopened that's 60 mil? No, what's my most full one here?
Yeah.
Just to give it a chance.
Willow said don't add the ammonia and the formaldehyde. You got bigger clouds that way.
The ammonia comes later. Okay, so I'm going to use some of the stuff from Anchor here. Same guys that do the Anchor mods. They actually made their own liquid for a while.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So if the kid...
The north, south, east, and west?
Yeah, dude, I love the south. It has a great orange, which is what I have there. Okay, so here we go. So squeezing normal adult style is one thing. So I'm going to squeeze about half strength, just with the fingers like you would. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That hit about 2 mils. It also looks like a pee test.
Yes, it does. Ken, you're
What is
pregnant.
That's with Anchor, so that's a 70-30. Came out a little fast, though, for a 70-30, so I'm pretty sure it's more of a 60-40.
PG might change it up a little bit because a 50-50 is going to come out like piss.
Oh, yeah, 50-50 comes out like water. So that's your 60 mil. Supposedly 70-30. I don't think it is, but could be wrong. Let's go ahead and try 100 mil. I got Peach Cobbler from Blue Ribbon Pie Guys, picked up at NVE. Pretty good.
Ooh, I got some
I
taffy
tried
splash.
some of that from Vegas. That was good stuff.
Shut up, Bill.
Shut up.
All right, so 5-year-old, to squeeze this with one hand, they're going to have to wrap their whole hand around it, right? So let's go ahead. And there's a little extra there. We're going to try and be as scientifically accurate as us non-scientific people can be. We're going to give it a little tap there. Just a little lick. That tastes good. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just a little over a mil. That's at 100 mil. So I would say it's probably safe to assume even at 120, with how big a round it is, little 5-year-old fingers and hands, they're going to have to grab both of them just to give it a good squeeze. So I'd say squeezing at half strength, probably about that. My guess. Now, if I'm wrong, you guys can correct me.
No, I agree. And I think the real thing that concerns me is what the fuck the certification means.
See, they were very, very
vague.
Yeah.
They were vague as hell. Jeez.
All right. Just a little bit out there. There we go. Okay, 120 mil test. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 seconds to get to 2 mils, roughly. So
half strength, right?
Half strength. Or, I guess it depends on, if you want to call it full strength if you're weakling, or half strength if you're not, or, Jacob Clare strength, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. Ironic. 5-year-olds, Jacob Clare in the same demonstration. Anyway, maybe that wasn't funny.
There we go. And now, here's a magic trick. Shit. Okay, never mind. All right, so that just kind of goes to show that it's kind of hard to fill it up unless it's a 50-50 or a 60-40, but I'm guessing it's probably an accidental 50-50, which is why it was so damn cheap. But there we go.
I guarantee you they're going to fill all those bottles with fucking water.
Oh, yeah.
They're not
probably.
going to do it with fruit juice.
They're going to, okay, how can we skew this?
Yep. They're going to put water in there, and they're going to fill it up, and you're going to get like 7-8 mils into 5 seconds or more.
So that goes for that.
And it's getting kind of, whoa, why is my screen acting dumb?
Because we were talking about stuff?
Probably. It's being funny.
Yeah, you're a little laggy.
Do I got my RoboBill going on? Anyway, it seems like it's back. So, the other, we're just piling shit on right now. I apologize that I'm doing that. Yeah. Washington State, last night, like 1 a.m., the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, passed a vape tax. 8 cents per milliliter on
9 cents.
Oh, did they change it to 9 in the end?
Mm-hmm.
9 cents per milliliter on a bottle such as the ones Ken mostly was just demonstrating with, and 27 cents on pods.
27 cents per mil on a closed pod system.
So a 100 mil bottle is $9 in tax. So if you're paying, I don't know, easy numbers, $20, right? That now becomes $29. So it's almost, oh my goodness.
And then we're also looking at a floor tax.
Yep, floor tax. Floor tax on everything on the floor. We've already calculated here, and it's a lot.
Well, thankfully, the floor tax does not cover mods or atomizers.
Right.
Only e-liquid so far. So far.
And I got a message right before we went live. Steve is sick, apparently, throwing up. Hello, taking a Voop. Hello. Where's he at? Justin Romer. I don't know if he's watching. But he messaged me, and he basically wanted to make sure I got this out there. New York added menthol to their flavor ban last week, and today the Senate amended. So this is New York now. Today the Senate amended menthol to its version of the flavor ban bill as well to make the bills identical, with the intention of passing them as fast as possible with minimal resistance, which is what they did here. They waited till the middle of the night at the last minute where people were, because our session was closing. They had until this morning basically to pass bills, so they did it at the last possible fucking moment.
We had a lot of people there too.
Yeah, we did. The overflow room, I showed up and the overflow, they were like, the overflow room's already full, so unless you want to wait and hope you get a spot. And I'm like, oh shit, people doing it.
Shouldn't they be doing that shit during business hours, not 1 a.m?
They should be. They should be, but why would they do it outside of business hours, you wonder? And ironically,
that's fucking shady.
In Washington, they gave a $30 million tax exemption to healthcare systems. Hospitals who already make shit tons of money. And ironically, and this is $30 million annually, and ironically, what they expect to get from the vape tax is about $30 million a year. So they gave an exemption to the hospitals, to the healthcare system, and instead are taxing vapors. So
it's a trade-off.
Exactly.
Well, first we got hit with a T21 bill that finally passed after they've been trying to pass it ever since, I don't know, what, liberals took over? Sorry, it's political at this point. It's pure political.
You're right.
Although Bob Hasagawa, who's a very progressive Democrat, very left-leaning, did stand up and basically that's where I got that. He pointed that out. Like, so you're telling me this vape tax has nothing to do with the hospitals getting their exemption? So we do got to give him credit. Hasagawa was a good guy. But yeah, and I won't get into political parties. I don't normally, because it always gets into a debate. But I will say that, yeah, the Democrats are, especially here in Washington, they're fucking, which is so hypocritical to me, because it's the same Democrats who, and I'm not saying I'm against these, but who are pro safe injection sites, who are pro needle exchanges, who are pro methadone, pro Suboxone, pro every other way of harm reduction, but not when it comes to vaping. And they won't open their minds to vaping, but they'll open their minds to safely shooting up heroin.
No, they'll just open their wallets to vaping.
Here's my problem is what I take issue with one thing you said, Eric, and it's not being a douchebag about it, but it's coming from the medical side of it. It's, you know what? A lot of people say harm reduction. I don't see methadone or Suboxone as harm reduction, because I've seen studies that show methadone was actually harder to kick than heroin.
Oh, I agree with you on methadone. Suboxone, I would argue with you on, but
yeah, that's why I changed it. The study was on methadone. It actually showed that it was actually harder to kick methadone than it is to kick actual heroin.
The reason I would argue with Suboxone too is from personal experience. That's what I use drug replacement therapy to quit. Yeah. But methadone, that's why I avoided methadone, as the doctor told me straight up. I said, what's the difference? And he said, methadone is if you never want to stop taking something. Suboxone is if you want to actually eventually not be needing. Yeah. So, and I'm not against somebody using methadone if that they feel like it's best for them, but that is what studies show. Yeah.
Willow said, hey, have a needle, poor little junkie. Yay, harm reduction. Vaping banana smoothie, you evil fuck.
Big Pharma, enough said Vaping Bubba. I do think, though, I don't know. Philly's got a point that it's still, and show and tell, that it's still harm reduction if you're not shooting up. But
correct.
But Bill's point, I think, guys, is not that it's not harm reduction, is that it's not as easy to quit.
No.
You're trading one addiction for another.
Yeah, show and tell. You're absolutely right. Philly's got a wicked opiate. Vegas is the same way. We actually have to start watermarking all of our prescription pads, and we have not only do we have to put our NPI license number on there, but we also have to put our DEA number, and now we have 5-digit codes that we have to put on our prescription pads because opiates are the opiate addicted people are actually stealing used RX pads and rewriting them and changing dates and stuff and trying to fill.
See, this is where I argue that people who are addicted to drugs aren't smart. I mean, they are smart, but if they want to get something, they're going to figure out a way to do it.
Oh yeah, I did.
Exactly.
And when I did a lot of bad things, and I didn't realize that any of those things were bad until I stole from my own family. And that's when, I was like, oh, fuck. I've got a problem. And for some reason, it didn't matter that I robbed houses or, I had a weird rule that I would only rob other dealers, people who sold drugs. And that was it. And I did. And so once it got to a point where I robbed my family, then I realized it was an issue. And see, the fact that we're even having this conversation, we don't talk like when was the last time you robbed someone to get your vape juice, Ken?
What day is today?
I was going to say, do you know how many times I've dipped in my wife's bank account when I didn't have enough cash? So, yeah, would that count as stealing from someone?
Rob someone to get vape juice. I used to rob people for cigarettes. Like, not really, but like back in the day, there was this, when I smoked and I took the bus, because you light up anywhere around a bus stop or especially like a bus station, back when smoking wasn't allowed during the public areas, all of a sudden people would just swarm me. They'd come out of the fucking bushes. Like there would just be a twig and it looks like a twig, but it's actually a full grown bush because you just see this one person just kind of like appear out from behind it. Like all cartoon style, and I'm like, hey man, can I bum the smoke off you? So it's like, bus station. Well, you got change for the bus, right? Yeah. How about give me 50 cents? Okay. And the smoke shop that I used to go to sold these things called ecstasy cigarettes. And they had no tobacco in them whatsoever. They were a black pack, they had a marijuana leaf on it, and they were all herbal. So they had shit like lettuce, clove, fucking Love and Light, dandelion, and cat. So when people come up, I light up a cigarette. People come up to me like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll sell you a cigarette, 50 cents." So that's how I would say I was stealing from somebody. Was I'd be selling them a really nasty non-nicotine cigarette.
See, I'll give you a laugh, Ken. This is how bad it was around here in Vegas. People would ask for cigarettes. I used to carry 2 packs of cigarettes. One, I would put 2 cigarettes in, and the full pack I would put in my other pocket. And if I saw people around that looked shady, I'd pull a cigarette out of that one. They'd be like, "Can I bum a cigarette?" I'd open the pack and show them. I only got one left, man. Sorry.
That works.
That was my way of staying out of it.
Yeah, I'd never rob anybody for e-liquid or a mod or anything of that sort, though.
No.
No.
I've been blessed with the mods I have. I mean, granted, I don't have like my dream mod. I want a Mako and stuff. I don't have one, but I would never think about stealing another person's mod or breaking into a shop or anything like that. That's just fucking your lowest of the low. You're actually below Alan Richter, and that's hard to do.
Show and tell. No one said. I mean, I'm an addict and I have a fucking IQ through the roof. No one said. Not trying to be cocky, but no one said that. He actually said that addicts are extremely smart. They can get whatever they need. They can always figure out a way. He said the opposite.
Figure out a way.
Yeah, my older brother's been a meth addict for 25 years.
Yeah, some of them are hard, man. It's really hard, and it's. I work in the medical field. Eric knows I worked in law enforcement, and I tell you what, I've seen both ends of it. As far as like knocking them down and trying to pick them back up. So it's I catch them on both sides.
Well, what else is weird? And I know that we're a vape show, but I just think it just shows how fucked the healthcare industry can be. Not saying you, Bill. There are. I mean,
Oh,
I still go to. I had more than one Suboxone doctor because they would always. I had one get busted for like he wasn't supposed to be prescribing it or some shit. I had another one leave back to North Korea or some shit. I had another one retire on me, and they only took cash. I had to go pay with cash, and we're talking. Here I am, at the time working 2 full-time minimum wage jobs. So basically, so that I could pay for my Suboxone, I had no insurance. I was paying, $1,000 a month to go see the Suboxone doctor because they were making me come weekly, and I was paying $250 a visit. And then I was paying another like $500 to $600 a month for the Suboxone. And this is back when minimum wage in Washington State, where the cost of living is already outrageous, was like 8 something.
Oh shit, that was like back in what 2000, about 2006, 2007, around there.
yeah. I got to agree with Nick Pinkerton on this one. Back in my day when I was young man and stupid, yeah, cocaine was my drug of choice, and I did enough to make your front yard look like it was Christmas.
Oh
and,
my God, here we go.
But if anything ever tempted me to go back, that would be it. That would be it. I don't think I'd ever go back to drugs, but that would be the only thing that would tempt me.
And show and tell. Yeah, I was an addict. I mean, I made a lot of stupid decisions, but I was still smart somewhere in there, right? And obviously, the best addicts are the smartest people. You know what I mean? As bad as that sounds, that's just the way it is.
It's the ones that don't get caught are the smartest.
Yeah, and what's funny is I did get criminal charges in my late teens and early 20s. I haven't gotten any trouble in 10 years, but I made trouble in the last 10 years. About 7 years ago on April 12th was 7 years since I got clean, and I did a lot of bad things until that point. So it just didn't get caught after that. So Bill is scratching his back for that next bump.
Talking about dope taking.
Takes just as much time to steal and fence as it does to work an honest job. Yeah, it does. All right, so switch back to something vape related. But I mean, these are good conversations to have, because even if it's not vape related directly, these are things that are common in the vape community. Statistics show both addiction to drugs and addiction to nicotine are predominant among people whose incomes are like 72% who are lower income people. So,
Hey, no. Don't say 72 per the lower income, because I see some of these motherfuckers in this chat that have some $700 mods and shit.
Yeah, they might have $700 mods, but like, are they still driving that 1980 Geo?
right.
Yeah, this is true.
I drive a 1999 Subaru Legacy that I have 4 mods in front of me that have cost more than that car did if I put them all together. But, so it's not, yeah, Ken's got a point. And this phone
I
is,
don't think that as an insult either. It's just
No,
like,
I know.
We put priorities upon other things, you know?
and,
Yeah, this is true.
and what is considered low income is, like where I come from, you could be considered low income by national standards, and I would be like, man, he's balling. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
it's all in the eye of the beholder. But
Shit, you live in Tacoma, low income. Yeah. That's like middle class.
that's true. So Ken, you made an interesting video that made one man in particular pissed off, but everybody else loved it. A lot, we aren't going to say his name. It'll be pretty obvious.
I didn't get to see the video.
You didn't get to?
No, I didn't see it.
It's on my channel. It's not completely approved by YouTube yet.
Well, someone made a video pretty much talking down about a recent death in the community that a lot of us were affected by, and I made a video, Ken made a video in regards to this death, but for some reason this person...
Even Tia Vapes made a video.
Yeah, a few people did, and for some reason this person chose to target Ken about it initially, and kind of talk shit that Ken made a video, and then targeted the person who had the loss in the next video. So basically this guy said that I mean, I don't even want to say some of the shit he said. I don't remember his comment exactly on the live stream, that he made a comment that was just absolutely repulsive. That was absolutely repulsive. We'll say, I don't want to get Steve in trouble. I almost got Ken in trouble. Apparently Dire Thing was yelling at me for the comment I said in the live chat on his channel. But if I ever saw this guy in public, it wouldn't be good for him. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, so the comment that was done in the certain person's live stream says, "We forget too easily. She hung herself. Where were you when she was crying out for help? Shame on you."
And then made a video belittling the same person for what he went through, and belittling the community for supporting him, essentially, because of the GoFundMe that he didn't create, that someone else created on his behalf, because so many people were wondering how they could help. I don't know how this motherfucker's still on YouTube, but
because he knows the law. See, I cannot try and talk like him because I just sound like a weird, creepy Bernie Sanders.
When you said that was so funny because it's true. I don't care if you like Bernie or not. That's some obvious. That's like a great. Oh man. I don't want to say. Man, we can say his name. I don't. Steve,
it's not gonna be like Beetlejuice.
Yeah. I just don't like giving him any kind of attention.
Guy, I don't have a lot of subs. I don't have a big channel. His name is Jacob Clare. Fuck him with a big rubber dick.
Precisely.
I'd rather not. He's not my kind.
What do I got?
Dude, what pissed me off was the disrespect that he showed in the live stream, as well as that for comments that he put in other people's videos supporting Jay. So that's what it was.
What's weird is this guy has never, why doesn't he pick on me? Like, that's what I've wondered.
No, he's mentioned you a couple of times.
Oh, he did?
In his recent video, like in passing, he did, but not like you didn't get to be called asshole. So you have not reached glorious asshole status yet.
Damn it.
I know.
I want to be an asshole with you, Ken. Wait, what? I said that wrong. I want to be an asshole with you, Ken.
I mean, if you want to go to Tacoma, we can probably do it for about $50.
No, that's true. That's true. Actually, I know I got $40, but yeah, and this is a man who drowned a 5-year-old with his bare hands when he was a preteen. So,
wait a second. What?
Yeah. Oh, look at Bill. He doesn't know. See, Bill isn't into the scene as much. He just kind of likes coming on the lives and he likes products. He's into the Facebook scene very deep, but when it comes to YouTube, not as much.
But I'm always working. I'm always working. I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I did not hear about this until today. If this douchebag were to come on the show, I would love to talk to him. I would love to go one-on-one with him.
Oh no, but he's so after I did the live stream, he reported it right away for invasion of privacy and threatening of physical violence, which I never threatened him at all. And the invasion of privacy that he's talking about is a picture of the newspaper article regarding what he did, which is public knowledge.
Yep,
It's
that's not a
publicly
video.
available. It's a newspaper clipping. You can find it, no problem. Then the next day, he did a video where he was really, it seemed like something triggered him for some reason. He was yelling into the microphone, if you just unsubscribe right now. It was funny.
Vapor Swaggin said you kind of did threaten him, though, Ken.
No, I didn't threaten him. The most thing that I said was, I know that if someone came up to me and talked shit to be about my loved ones who committed suicide, I would probably beat them senseless.
Damn, Andrea must have done some research. She said he went to a mental facility. That's why he didn't end up in jail. Well, he was 12 when he did it. But reading the story is like makes you want to vomit. Because he brought the kid back. I kind of was trying to read it. I didn't actually go look up the article. I was trying to read it in Ken's thumbnail, but something about like the kid actually like he let the kid up for a second or some shit, and then basically said "fuck you, you're gonna die," and then put his head back down.
He left the kid. He walked away when the kid was still alive. This is his own technical defense. Was the child was still alive when he walked away.
So that's depraved indifference is what the charge is called. Whether the person's dying or not, if you walked away without helping or without calling the police, the charge is known as depraved indifference.
No, he's definitely depraved. That's for sure.
And he faked his own death via suicide as well.
Yeah. And Kimmy, that's right. He didn't confess until years later when the statute of limitations were up and he couldn't be prosecuted. He confessed as an adult when he did it as a 12-year-old. Kind of makes me wonder how many, skinned and killed animals are in his backyard.
Ain't that the truth? They usually start off that way.
And he plays piano. I don't know. He's just got this whole there's nothing wrong with playing piano, right? But he
was he trying to get a Hannibal Lecter vibe going?
He's totally got a Hannibal Lecter vibe going. 100%.
I ate his liver with Chianti and fava beans. No, he's not a lawyer, show and tell.
No, he pretends he's a lawyer. He's actually a doorman for a hotel, and before that, he was a limousine driver.
Doorman for a hotel? Where at?
What?
Where at? I want to hire somebody to do a Tanya Harding on him.
Oh my god. Can we change the subject now? I'm getting creeped the fuck out, said Kimmy Vapes.
You ever sit on your own balls?
Right.
Oh yeah, all the time. In fact, so when I ride a bike, I have this little song because I always sit on my balls, and I go, I can ride my bike with no right nut ball, no right nut ball, no right nut ball. And then I usually freestyle something different after that.
Yeah. It's all about like how you sit down. If you move forward and they're swinging forward right before you sit, you're okay. But as soon as you start to lean backwards and they swing backwards, oh god, that is the most painful thing.
No, don't let them hang forward, because if you go to scoot back on the seat, you'll pinch them.
Well, that's why you get the pants with the extra crotch room. It's all about the crotch room.
Yeah.
I mean, being a big, tall, and fat dude, I might be a little overweight, just to let you know. Okay, you might not notice, but I'm a fat fuck. But I'll tell you, one of the most annoying things is, for some reason, when you're fat, they think that you don't have a dick, and I don't know why, but it's the weirdest thing. You get something in your own waist size, they don't think that a person would be both big and tall. You go into a big and tall shop, it is hard to find pants that are my waist size and the length that I need.
It's called big and tall.
Yeah. So I'm my inner seam is a 32. I'm stuck anywhere between a 28 to a 30. because they hardly have 32s in my waist size. So it's just like, okay.
Like 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4", 6'5". So it's
we got a couple vape related questions. I don't know if you guys want to. Roy asked, best.
Wait. What's vape?
Vape?
Huh.
I don't know. Bill knows something about vape.
What? What are we doing?
What's vape?
Are we on a show or something where we're supposed to be talking about that?
I think.
Oh.
Roy said, "What's the best RTA under $50?"
Ooh,
the fatality. There's a lot of them for sale right now.
Mm.
There's a lot of them for sale. I feel like at least 4 of them in the buy-sell trade groups for $50.
My hair's fucked up.
Well, okay. So for under $50, it's going to be a little hard to find in some places because it's sold out, and it kind of ranges anywhere from like 49 to 55. But if you want a lot of liquid, like 7 to 10 mils, the Steam Crave Glass RT version 2.
It is pretty good.
Yep.
Oh,
it's very good. Flavorful. So I would actually agree on that.
That's the fatality right away now.
I would actually agree on that for a dual coil under 50, but the fatality I just paid like $70 for. The M25.
Yeah, there's a couple of them for sale in the buy-sell trades that are like $50.
So you're including buy-sell trade. About those.
Believe it or not, do you know? My son kind of stole it from me. I know he's watching me right now. My son kind of stole it from me. I had the Zeus single coil RTA, the original. That thing's a killer. It's got great flavor. It thumps. You know, I think it was underrated, and that thing was like $35.
If you want to talk about single coil RTAs,
I would say Wasp Nano.
Yeah, I'd say either the Gear or the Wasp Nano. This little thing here. You can get an aftermarket like 3 mil bubble glass off like what is it, like 3F or 3A vapors.
I haven't tried the Wasp Nano one yet. I gotta try that.
Oh, dude! You take one hand off that, and you're gonna have a delicious so hard that you'll cream your pants for 5 days.
Nice. Love a pig orgasm.
Just protein stains everywhere.
I don't know.
And then we had another RTA related question. I just figured I'd throw it in before we move on from that. Was high-end RTA, dual coil specifically was asked. I can't really think of a dual coil that would be considered high. Besides fatality's kind of high-end.
Was the Hussar X, Project X, was that a dual coil or a single coil?
Is Swaggin still in here? Mr. High-End Vape Forum?
Could be. He likes to hide in the shadows.
Nicolette, they got it locked down.
Yeah, the Profile Unity is technically a single coil, yeah.
Oh, he said RDA.
Oh, RDA.
Dual coil RDA. The Zeus X is good, Roy. But I would still go Glass version 2 over the Zeus X. The Zeus X, if you don't wick it right, you can have a lot of issues.
Yes.
I would say the Glass is...
That's why I mentioned the Zeus, the original. That one was a lot less temperamental.
You can do both a single and a dual coil in the Jenna.
Yep.
For RDA.
RDA-wise, yeah, there's... My favorite RDAs that are high-end are basic 1.1, the Jenna, the Wicked, and the Skyfall.
502 also.
See, I never got to try the 502. If Steve was here, Steve hated it. But Steve hates...
I don't own any RDAs anymore that are dual coil.
Oh, yeah.
Everything I have is single coil.
I forgot. He said dual. Shit.
Yeah, 502, and you can do single or dual.
My single coil hot stuff right now is this, the Hellfire Strike. I love this damn thing. Flavor's great. Runs terrific.
See, I'm not I don't do the high end stuff, mainly because I can't afford it.
I traded for mine.
Yeah, Bill is the vaping on a budget, high-end connoisseur. He knows how to. He saves up for one device, then like flips it for two, then flips those for like four, and then he's like good at that shit.
Dude, that reminds me of like the Craigslist paperclip thing that happened a long time ago. This person started off with one red paperclip and through Craigslist trade forum ended up with a house like 30 trades later. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I remember that. That was a challenge. What did it take them? How long was that?
A couple of years, but I mean, like 30 trades over Craigslist. That's. Wonder what kind of high-end RDA someone would trade their house for.
Skyfall.
A voyeur with a Skyfall on top.
Or maybe an RTA like a Scotchua V4.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I have tried the Scotchua. They're nice.
So I saw a couple of people mention the Apex. I was gonna grab the Apex. I had the money set aside for that Apex buy, and that biochip popped up for $85, and I was like, done. Snap. I will wait on the Apex. And I'm kind of mad at myself for doing it, but I think I picked up just a nice piece of trade fodder because of it.
Brian Feeney said, I got some broad through a trade once. Philly Vape said the Hot Rod RDA is fire. What? I had the Hot Rod. It wasn't, I wouldn't call it bad necessarily, but there was too many design issues, and it wasn't like exceptional in any way to me. I think he's joking though. I have an Apex on the way.
I need to correct Brian. You don't get a broad through a trade. That's called swinging or swapping.
Unless you belong like to a biker group.
This is true.
But that's how herpes gets spread too.
Yeah, he's right. You fucked up on waiting for the Apex because you probably won't get an op now. I got in on that first batch, boy. What's up?
I was supposed to be. Scott and I were talking about it. He gave me a heads up just before the doc went live, but it was like I had already dropped the money for the biochip because $120 RDA, $190 RDA for half price.
I'd go for that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Gosh, this guy. We and Fictitious got a shout out in my Skyfall review because they gave me so much shit for not having a Skyfall. And then I got one. And they couldn't give me shit anymore.
I love we and Fictitious.
Have you built it yet? Or is it become a shelf order?
What? Yeah, no, I did a whole review on it before building it. Come on, Bill.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
I didn't catch it.
It's right here.
I figured you're going to leave it in that case and just masturbate looking at it every now and again.
No, I just do that to Fictitious's picture of his mod bros. That's what I use for that. That's my material.
This is true.
Swaggins I might. Look, I'm weird about that. Like, I like searching for things, and it is a very good RDA. Don't get me wrong. But I also like letting other people experience it and selling stuff because I want to get more stuff for review, and I'm not exactly rich. Like, I'm able to get high-end stuff, but I have to sell other high-end stuff that I used to have to be able to get that next high-end stuff. So it's not, I'm not.
Welcome to my world. I
don't got Swaggins wallets.
Swaggins might be able to help me out of this. At the day that I went to the Stooge house, there was a mech mod being passed around. Tiniest little thing, costs about $300. Starts with an O, but it's a Sidefire 21700 with a MOSFET. I can't remember the damn name of it. Yeah.
Carlos Ramirez says, sorry, I be so fucking retarded. What? What does that mean?
So what you want to do is say a little faster.
I be so fucking retarded.
There you go. That's how you say it.
Oh, wait, I got it. What an asshole.
Wow. I got $1. You want me to load it to you so you can buy a clue?
It's a Stratum Zero.
Yeah, there we go. That's what. Dude, that thing is nice.
Yeah, that's a nice little. Those are nice little sticks.
Oh, you like nice little sticks, don't you, Bill?
Hell yeah, I'm Irish.
Whoa,
Like
I'm
a piece of
confused.
rice.
I'm Irish too. What's up? Not as much as you, because obviously you can tell by hair color that you're more Irish than I am. But
I'm going to pose a question to you both then. So, non-high end, what is your most favorite, most affordable RDA?
the Wasp Nano. I know that's what I said about the RTA too, but I love the Wasp Nano. I also like basically anything from Gas Mods in terms of performance.
I was going to say the GR1. I actually enjoyed that Addy.
There's design issues that are specifically leaking issues. I also, the other RDA that I still use that's been out for a long time, didn't get very much love, was the D Pro Mini from Coil Art.
Hey, listen, I do want to say one thing. The GR1 was a great Addy, and you know it was a great Addy specifically for one reason, and that is there is at least 3 high-end RDAs out right now that all stole design cues from the GR1.
Yeah. Well, and I would even argue this one did.
In a way. Yeah. In a way.
Grab one of my GR. I got a whole bunch of GR ones. I should go grab one of them and compare. I mean, there's a lot of similarities. This is very different. This is a much better RDA in its own ways because of the machining and all that. But performance-wise,
Robert Reagan has a point. The D Pro Mini was actually a pretty solid little RDA.
That's why
it really was. I know you were saying it. I'm just saying. I'm mentioning that Robert brought it up too.
See, the D Pro was the very first RDA I ever purchased. I purchased the Ultim D Pro, and out of all,
sure about? Sorry, I'm thinking out loud.
It didn't have any whistling issues whatsoever. The metal cap ones did.
Yep.
But my favorite has to be the Drop for inexpensive. The Drop RDA is like my go-to for inexpensive RDAs.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong. Sorry, Fictitious. Normally I would say you got me on knowledge stuff like that, but I believe the GR1 was the end of 2017, the beginning of 2018.
Yes.
And the Skyfall was the middle.
It's actually RDA.
What's up?
That mid-range though, because the furnace was like a $50 RDA when it came out.
I can't find a release date on the Skyfall, but it looks like they might have come out at a similar time. The first review is March. Oh wait, no, that was March 2019. The first review I can find is May of 2018 for the Skyfall. The first review for the GR1 I can find is January of 2018.
I just can't help but think of James Bond whenever I see the Skyfall.
Well, it might also, the Skyfall and stuff might be, and the GR1 might be like the Vandy Vape Geek Vape thing when Steven Z left Geek Vape. He left some designs there, and they released them at the same time as Vandy Vape released them. So there may be a little crossover there, which I don't exactly. I'm not knocking the high end for using the design cues for the GR1. I'm just saying I think the GR1 was a little ahead of them, and it's obviously a really good RDA if there's other people taking design cues and charging 3 times the amount for their RDA and getting it.
Hold on, I'm trying to see if Fictitious is saying how much R&D do you think the GR1 did versus ESG?
5. Wait,
the
no.
GR1 was made by the sister company of D Mods.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to carry the 2. 42.
42.
Everything's
42.
No, what is he? I'm so confused. Now Vapor Swaggins is saying this is how rumors get started. Oh, he's talking about with what Bill said. No, yeah. Bill don't know shit. Don't. No one's gonna start a rumor off of Bill. I know what R&D fucking means, mailman. I worked in an R&D fucking. You know what? Ramon Salinas, motherfucker, come deliver my mail. See what happens.
Better deliver before 10 a.m.
Shit.
Hey, Duke. You brought up Vandy Vape for a second. I got a question for you. What do you guys think about the new profile Unity with a top air coming up from Vandy Vape?
Nope. Is that the clone?
Yeah, the clone.
That clone is the other one?
The one that's ripping off the profile.
I'm up with it. If you directly copy something else, no offense, you're shit in my book.
Like the only things that I can use from just taking a look at the pictures they've released is that the and here's the technical term, the cotton holes are a little bit bigger, and it's a more of a top airflow that comes down. That's the only differences that I've seen. So it's not a clone because the cotton holes are way bigger.
Oh.
So it's been. Is it just me? Like, I've brought this up almost every live show I've been on since, like, after Chinese New Year. But it just feels like things aren't coming out as fast. I wasn't paying attention as much this time of the year last year because I wasn't doing reviews yet, so I wasn't buying up product like crazy. So maybe it's always like this and it doesn't pick up till late summer, but
there's usually a ramp up. So like right after Chinese New Year's, from what I've noticed, is that there is about a month or two sometimes of a little bit slower of things coming out. But also at the same time, there's been a lot more pod systems coming out left and right. Like I'm on LinkedIn and I get hit up from Chinese companies all the time going, would you like to carry this pod system in our shop? Like I've never even heard of your company.
Yeah.
I've never even seen your company. Holy fuck, pod system. So as far as like that goes, they're coming out with pod systems left and right just fine. But as far as like RDAs, RTAs, sub-ohm tanks, RDTAs, I'd like to see a resurgence in RDTAs, just to be honest. But as far as that goes, I mean, shit, whatever you do. They should release a Velocity version 5. Skip 3 through 4 and just do number 5.
Right, Braden brought up the Booyah clone. No offense, all right? Between you and I, when you name an RDA Booyah, right, you're running out of fucking ideas.
Hey,
try something
that's
else.
a Mod Bros. Hey, you will not be disrespectful, Bill. That's a Mod Bros RDA. Bill, I'm kicking him the fuck off of this show. You will not disrespect the bros.
I'm just giving shit to Nick.
Well, what about the Yup?
This is true. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. What's funny, man, is oh man, I'm gonna.
Every time I hear the name of that mod, all right, and I'm not gonna show my age or whatnot, but every time I hear the Booyah mod, I think of fucking what's his name? Oh God, who's the fucking guy from Teen Titans? Cyborg. Booyah.
Oh God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say something really blasphemous. So,
oh shit.
The Yep was basically a sort of clone of the Dead Rabbit with a little bit of drop mixed in, right?
It was more. So basically, what they did for the deck was it was a Dead Rabbit deck, but at a slight angle.
No, I had one. That's where I'm going. So I liked the drop a lot. I loved the drop. It was one of my favorite RDAs for a long time. It was a banger for me. I liked the Yep more than the Dead Rabbit.
Dude, I didn't like the Dead Rabbit at all.
Yeah, I did not like the Dead Rabbit either.
But I don't like
okay, thank you. Wow. Usually I say that and people are like, what the fuck are you smoking? I thought you were sober. But
I gave it a good review, but for me personally, I didn't like it. It's not my vape style. Like,
Right. I see why people like it.
My problem with the Dead Rabbit and also the drop is I don't like building my coils so far up in the air and having a fucking inch long, tail coming down, and you got to wait for the wicking. And I hit my mods. I chain vape. I admit it. I'll hit fast, and you will get dry hits on the drop at the Dead Rabbit because you will fucking ruin that cotton trying to wait for that to wick up an inch long fucking tail. That was my problem with it.
No, I mean, I got to get a new drop because I gave mine away to a friend to learn how to build. But there was a way that I would build on my drop to where I could hit it 20 times in a row without it being dry.
Same. And I would, well, I will say that this is also kind of weird, but I used to do things, when I used to build my own, well, I didn't build. I never was very good at making my own wire, but I would buy wire and wrap my own coils instead of buying pre-mades. But I would put a fat, like 4.5 millimeter single coil in the drop, and I loved it like that. I loved it as a single coil. I liked it as a dual too, but mostly I rocked it as just a big single coil in there, and I rocked the drop for a long time, and I rocked the up for a long time too.
I gotta say one thing, and this is what I'm about to say is I'm gonna get shit in chat for this. This is not for my association, but I will say one of my favorite dual coils of all time was the Pulse dual coil. I did love that. It's not because Tony and I are friends, but I actually really did like that Addy, especially with a Squonk Donkey cap on it because the airflow was set perfect on those.
Oh, dude, I loved the Pulse dual coil, the original, the 24 Pulse dual coil. Yeah, I loved it. And this is what made me fall in love with squonking was the Pulse dual. However, there were certain atomizers that I didn't like squonking with. For example, the drop, the Dead Rabbit. I prefer dripping with those. But you give me an RDA where the coils are really close to the deck to where I can saturate the fuck out of them with, no problem. I mean, like, even the drop dead, I don't squonk with. But the Rebirth, I'll squonk with because you can get it really high up there. And if you place your coils just right, the juice will kind of just like hit the coils and go up and around it before it goes in to the airflow. And it's nice. It's nice. I just like having that saturated coilness, which is why I loved dripping with certain atomizers compared to just squonking. It's me, it's I used to do squonking and everything.
24 from Alliance Tech, and I drip with this on my Breeze though, and I love it that way. It actually does better as a dripper than as a squonking atomizer. And
there's some that do. Like, here we go. Where is it? Not my vaping style at all, but let's take the glass RDA version 1.1, which, there we go. So this I prefer to drip with compared to squonking with, just because of how the airflow is. I mean, squonking, it's not even going to touch your coils. It's just going to go right up into the deck and go down the two channels. But dripping, I can get it right onto the coils. I can get it right onto the cotton and get it just so perfect. But then again, with that one, I got to go like 100, 120 watts. And I'm not that high of a wattage vapor, so not my style.
I'm just curious. What is your vaping style?
Vape history time. Okay. So once I started rebuilding, like I noticed that I enjoyed vaping in between around 70 to 90 watts. But it just kind of depends upon the actual atomizer too.
Because that's the same wattage range as me. So
yeah. Like so if I were to vape on this right now at 77 watts, it's a 0.26 build. 77 watts should be okay for this, right? It is okay. It's got a bit of a ramp up time though with the coils that are installed. So yeah, it needs more power. So I'd like, bringing it up to 100, 110 or 106 because that's where my thumb came off of, it's the whole ramp up time. I don't want to wait to vape.
Yeah.
So I'll put in the builds that, like, for example, the this little guy that I have right here that I absolutely love. Single 21-700 battery in here, and I got a 0.15 to a 0.17 build, no problem. But you can do a dual coil round wire build that brings you out to a 0.7 and go 35 watts, and you get a really big cloud and really good flavor. It's just a cooler vape. It just all depends upon what build you have, what type of deck you're using. But generally,
there's so many subjective things about vaping. Like you said, the flavor, the amount of cloud, how hot do you like your vape? It's there's a lot going on there.
Oh yeah, because I like most beginner vapors. When I first started, I was like, okay. At the time, I started off with the Atlantis V2 from Aspire, so I was like, fuck yeah, 0.5 coil at 30 watts. I'm chucking. Oh my god, they came out with a 0.3 coil. Now I'm chucking tits at 60 watts. You know. Then the Smoke TFV8 came out. I'm like, okay, no, it's not going to handle this. So 100 watts of pure power. Yeah, 120 TFV12. Holy fuck.
Oh shit.
Holy airflow. Jesus, man, I had to cut that thing down to 3/4 of a weight just to get any kind of flavor out of it. But, we're talking like a lot of people that go into vape shops. What do you see the most? When their coils are burnt out? The suggested wattage range is like, 50 to 80, and they're at like 160.
Right, yeah.
Like, I just bought this coil 2 days ago and it's already burnt out. Well, you're wanting a really hot vape and you're not using the right kind of coil.
Or they're vaping
we just saw a
like
guy
this.
in my vape shop the other day fucking shows up and he's like, yeah, I think this coil's finally ready to be replaced. And the guy asked him, he goes, how old's the coil? He goes, I don't know. I got it when I got the mod. And he goes, where did you get the mod? He goes, here. The guy didn't even remember selling him the mod. He sold it to him like 3 months ago.
Oh, jeez.
And he's been vaping on the same fucking coil the whole time. And he's like, do you know in the box that it came in, there's a spare coil. You change them out like every week or two. And the guy's like, oh, I threw out the box. It was like, wow, dude. He was vaping for 3 months on the same coil. I was like, that's some longevity right there, baby.
Well, okay. So how, was that a mesh coil or was it a round wire coil?
It was the old, the TFV8. Not the TFV8. It was the Baby Beast.
Okay.
The round coil.
Damn, if he was getting, wow.
Yeah, there's a guy that works here that gets 3 months minimum out of his, and I have no idea. I'm the type that I burn out factory coils like that.
Mm-hmm.
Same with pods.
Well,
yeah.
Pods, there we go. But as far as it goes for, take a look at the Freemax Mesh Pro, right?
Yep.
Compare that to the Freemax Mesh. The Freemax Mesh coils last longer than the Pro.
Yep.
I've never had one burn out, but I've just had it get so saturated that it starts squeezing in on the mesh, and the airflow just gets tighter and tighter, but it's never burnt out. I can usually rock that about 35 days before I'm like, nope, okay, too much spit back, too much this, time to change the coil. But I've never had a burnt out coil from a Freemax Mesh Pro. Yeah, I have.
Yeah. I mean, like the pods, my only problem with a lot of these pods is, we talked about it last week, is when they first get released, like when the Orion first came out, everybody was getting 3 weeks, 4 weeks off of a pod. And as soon as everybody went online or in the Facebook groups and started saying, these pods last forever, they're fucking awesome, the next batch that comes out, you're lucky if you get 5 days out of them. I feel like they do it on purpose.
Well, same thing with the Orion Q pods. They last about 5-6 days.
Yeah,
but
I get about 2 weeks out of mine, but I only use it at work and just randomly.
Well, yeah, I mean, same thing with the Nord, man. It takes about a month for the coil to go bad in my Nord, and that's because it's not my primary go-to.
Yeah.
I'll use it if I'm taking a poop, or if I'm driving around, or if I'm just, I don't want to take a big vape, I'll just hit the Nord. But here's a question for you. This is something that I've noticed, and maybe it's just all in my mind, but Saltnik versus 50/50. Like Saltnik 50/50 versus Freebase 50/50.
Yeah.
I have found that in my pods, not the me pod, but my pods, that 50/50 will last longer compared to a Saltnik 50/50 as far as pod length.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if it maybe has to do with the treatment of the nicotine or something of that sort. I don't know. I have no clue. Or maybe I just got really lucky with the pods that I've been using. But for some reason, for me, it seems that if I'm using just a regular, like, oh God, what is it? It still costs $60 or $50 today. Was it Pawn? Something like that. They age it in an oak barrel and. Really,
5 Pawns?
Yeah, 5 Pawns. Yeah. They still sell 50/50.
That's old school, baby. Yeah, that's old school.
But they came out with a run of like sea salt flavored ones where it was like a chocolate covered potato chip and a 50/50. Holy fuck. That at 18 in a pod? Good damn.
I don't know. Philly got me addicted to. I tried it on a whim, but I can't find it anymore.
Sad boy.
But yeah, that sad boy, that fucking shamrock cookie. That shamrock cookie is the bomb, man.
Well, Philly just wow. Now you guys are racking in the sad boy bucks for him. God. Now he's sitting over there in a pile of sad boy bucks. I figure
if I rack him up enough sad boy bucks, he'll send me a bottle of Nick Salt shamrock cookie.
Is he still in here? I don't even know if he's still in here.
I'll tell you what, though.
I've been seeing him for a while.
When I was at NVE, I stopped off at Gold Leaf, the Gold Leaf table.
Yeah.
Now, those are the guys that most people know for like making hooch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the banana flavor. They have one called Nom Nom, which is a sticky rice line. Like, you ever tried the black tie sticky rice in a restaurant?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a dessert. It's really good. It's just black sticky rice. So it's a little bit of a sugary rice. And I swear to God, it tastes just like it. This is their coconut one. They have a mango. They got a pineapple. This is like something that is totally not kid appealing at all. But for adults, man, this is like a really good, not like overpowering vape all day type of thing.
There's Philly. He popped back in. I don't know if he caught my hint. So people are sending me a bottle of Shamrock Cookie and Nick Salts. I keep advertising for your shit. No.
I don't even know what his relationship is there. I just know everybody gives him shit because he wears so much sad boy swag all the time. And plus, Philly just is a sad boy, so it just makes a lot of sense. Let's see. I think it's 7:23. So, wow, we're all on the West Coast.
Hey,
no one to argue with me.
It's actually 7:23.
What?
It's actually 7:23.
So, I think we're going to call it good, especially if Thesis went live. That's the homie.
West Coast is the best coast.
It is.
Yes.
Thesis
I'm actually happy to be. Even though I'm a Jersey boy, I love the West Coast.
Oh, we know.
Even Tupac liked it. I mean, he said that California knows how to party.
Yeah, California knows how to party. In the city
everything's slow.
Of LA.
I'm used to Jersey where everybody's running around and fast forward.
All right. You guys ready to sign off? Ken,
sure.
You want to say some goodbyes?
First?
Boobs.
Indubitably. Indubitably. All right, Bill.
Like I say every week, thank you guys for being in the chat. Thank you guys for keeping it active and keeping us honest because we get called out on our shit. I've noticed that. But thank you to Ken for being here. Thank you to Eric for keeping the back stuff running and the channel up and running. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for coming, Ken. If you guys have not subscribed to Ken's channel, which you probably have, but if you haven't, please go fucking do that shit. Great guy, good person.
I just started my channel like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, that's it. Yeah, he's trying to reach 100 subs so he can get an official, URL and stuff. And so that would be very helpful for him. And there's this thing where apparently Steve's sick. So I'm just giving him shit. Thoughts and prayers go out to him. Being sick fucking sucks ass. Hope he feels better.
Steve.
Thank you all for joining us. The live streams are my favorite part of Vape YouTube. So appreciate you all. And since it's 7:25, we are signing out. Goodbye.